Okay, Doc, I've noticed that we're in the height of allergy season, right? My white car is, my normally white car is yellow. And every year up until this year, I've been plagued with allergies in the worst way. Eyes, sinus, wheezing in my lungs, whole 9 yards. Except for this year. I noticed that this year, with all this pollen around, I haven't had any allergic reaction to the pollen at all. Now, is that because you treated my allergies?
Well, that's a good question, and I think the answer would be no. Let me explain to you why not. This is the reason why we were not, per se, treating the actual allergy itself. Because what we find is with many folks that are coming to us, or folks that are thinking of coming to us, is that they have something like allergies, or they have something like pain, or they've been labeled some type of Hashimoto's disease, or a diabetic, or a cancer issue, and they have these issues with their health, and they want to get rid of those. And so they think they're in a situation where they've been labeled a disease, they've given it a name, or they're suffering from some type of a pain. It could be arthritic, it could be any kind of pain, a disc issue, a sciatic issue, and they want to get rid of that. But what I need them to understand is it's not about getting rid of something, it's about gaining back what they lost so their body has gotten to where it is today. Let me say that again. It's not about disposing of the symptom or just cutting out the disease, but it's about getting rid of that little special something, that mental impulse, that life signal. They lost that signal along the way. Now, where that signal comes from, if you can look at it with me, that signal, that life force signal, comes from the brain. And in the brain right here, as you know, that's where the mental impulse comes from. Then what we do is we have an atlas vertebra, vertebra number 1, and very simply, we're supposed to have a normal C curve here. Now, what I'm about to show you, most people have never seen before, and I want you, the folks who are viewing this, to really understand that our calling, why we've been placed here, why God has put me right here today, is so I can encourage you, that you can understand that we want to serve you, and this is what we want to do. This is a woman who has come in for about from 2/7 to 2/28. So it's been a couple of weeks she's been coming to us. And something happened to the curve in her neck. And I want you to see this. First of all, the first vertebra here, called the atlas, protects the brainstem. This part of the body has something to do with controlling immune system function. So in your case, with the massive allergies that you had, what I did is I took the pressure off the first vertebra, called the atlas. And what you can see, and this is the before and after of Melinda, it's about from 2/7/11 to 2/28. What you can see is how thick this bone is here, but when you look here, you can see how thin that white bone is. This is the first vertebra of the spine. This is the skull. This is the black eye orbit. See them? The eye orbits. And this atlas vertebra looks very thick on this picture. The new picture of her, you can see how thin it looks. And there's supposed to be a curve. You see the curve that I drew here? Look what happened to her neck when she first came in. She didn't really have the curve. Look what happened a couple weeks later. A couple of weeks later, she now has a normal curve, and the atlas angle is now balanced. Her allergies are gone, her asthma is gone, her migraines are gone, and the neck pain going into her shoulder and arm is gone. Now, did I treat any of that? Of course not. What I did was I went to the spinal cord. Now, one other thing I want to show you, I'm going to shut it off, and I'm going to now show you somebody that came to us with a reverse curve. So this gentleman came to us on 12/17, and then on 2/18, 8 weeks later, something happened. Let's review over here real quickly. Here's the loss of the curve. She regained her curve in about 2.5, 3 weeks. Here, we've got first vertebra is now going down. Manny's vertebra is going on a down angle, where Melinda's is going on an up angle since she started coming in for 3 weeks. So, the atlas is going down, the brainstem has compromise and pressure, and his neck is not going forward. You see her second picture here, her post picture? Again, when she first came in, 2/7, here 2/28, she now has a normal curve. This gentleman comes in, can't turn his head, can't feel his arms and hands on both arms and hands, that's called bilateral, and has getting headaches, has an issue with a thyroid. He's got a reverse curve. 8 weeks later, something happens to the first bone. Can you see what happened? Here, the first bone, the atlas is going down. Here, it's going up, and look at that arc. You see it? It's still not back, but did it go from backwards? Yes. It was going backwards. It is now straight. The life force is turned on. All his symptoms are gone. He can feel his arms, feel his hands, turn his head, normal mobility, migraines and stress headaches, cluster headaches, all those are gone in the 8 weeks period. Plus his immune system has increased. He's noticing better sleep, higher energy, and he's not even close to having a normal C curve. So it takes the process to change structure. The question is, can anybody teach it in a way that you will understand? And I hope that you understand it is my desire and intent of the Bellomo Family Chiropractic Life Center to take the time to train you to understand, to teach you the maneuvers and exercise techniques that you need to do on your own, and then entrust us that we can move a vertebra going from this position down, shutting. In fact, the back of the bone almost looks like it's touching the skull. And look here, a beautiful 31-degree angle. There's space here between the atlas vertebra. The curve has gone from reverse curve, which means going backwards, to straight. And hopefully the next picture we're going to take of him, since he moved out of town after his health increased, up to New York, he's now back. We're now going to take a follow-up picture, and we'll show that to you on another one of our blogs or another one of our updates. So every person's body is totally different. So just because I'm adjusting a subluxation on one person, adjusting, let's say, their first vertebra and taking the pressure off their atlas, their migraine may go away, where somebody else, their allergy may go away. Or their allergy may go away, I may adjust the same bone, and their sciatica down their leg and that herniated disc in their lower back may subside or totally go away. Every person is different. Every person has a different history, and every person has a different chemical makeup to some degree. So we're not treating any symptoms. What we're focusing on is the subluxation. It is the cause of interference of information from the brain to the body. And if we can reconnect that life force from the brain to the body, amazing things happen for different people depending on what their system was going through before they presented themselves to our office.